as we come
And just to confirm, we should be about like 1/3 of the way to
I gave you
level
guys
6, right?
Hello everyone, we're live. What did I type in at the end of last session?
2500.
Did I say 2500? I put in a number.
I think the number.
I put in a number. I put in a number. I gotta find it. 2500. Alright. Hello, viewers at home. It is I, your host and DM, Damaged Dice. As always, it is a pleasure and a privilege and a good old-fashioned time to be hosting and running this game, because as always, I love this game. Sincere is going to be a few minutes late. That's okay though. We have everything in place for her to be late, so I'm not worried. Neither should anyone else be. As always, while we are not sponsored by Mage Hand Press, you can still get your 15% off discount code on all Mage Hand Press products in their store using discount code DAMAGED_DICE with a capital D for damage, capital D for dice, going down in the doobly-doo for Twitch and clicking on the Dark Matter rulebook image will send you directly there, or if you're on YouTube, you can go down in the doobly-doo, give that a click, take you right there. If you are watching us for the very first time, I have something to let you know. In 2 weeks' time, the World of Crimson Skies will be open to our community to play in with our community games on the weekends. That includes Saturdays and Sundays. So, if you are interested in joining us and joining the World of Crimson Skies from a different point of view in a different part of the world, I encourage you to, because now the players have taken a stark change in direction, turning away from piracy and leaning in towards mercenary work. We will definitely see some pretty cool and some pretty interesting crossover where we will be having guests. That guest slot will be filled probably a lot more often than it will not be, so that'll be pretty nice. If you want to, go ahead and give us a follow here on Twitch, twitch.tv/DamageDice, and ask how you can join our Discord family and become a part of the Azure Adventurers Guild in Silverhall. With that, let's just dive right in to tonight's episode of Crimson Skies, because you all, magnificent six, have gone through several trials, tribulations, fun drug trips, and some pretty interesting times. Your struggles have led you to a point where Awen has renounced piracy after a rough encounter with the two captains of the two surviving gunships that escaped with you. Being lighter craft, you did manage to escape with ease. So, as that rough encounter, they're discovering that Awen is on good terms with the militaries of Beirun and Hegan, and the Cloud Cutter having no bounty whatsoever. Law and Lysiris put Awen to thought whether or not piracy is something he wishes to continue, and is something that he feels he is. With the decision being made, Lysiris put to work on getting you all a mercenary license, leaving you, Awen and Law, to explain to the crew just exactly the changes that's going on. Whether or not you lose crew may or may not come into play. All depends on the sales pitch. So, as you all take a long rest some of you no longer being knocked unconscious. Others no longer high off their mind, rolling in the grass. You all wake up, and the two other ships are gone, leaving just the Cloud Cutter on the outskirts of Isla. What is it you all would like to do this dawn?
I'm gonna assume that Six was still kind of just in his room mostly,
Yep.
and he's coming out with just whatever bottle of bourbon or whiskey or something just in his hand, looking around, trying to find the captain and everything. So he's just gonna walk out and start stumbling around for a bit.
Okay.
That's perfect, because Law is looking for the officers, which would be our group plus Lycurus, to gather them up for a meeting.
Sincere is in her room. Easiest to find. She somehow made it back onto the ship. Viamir, as you wake up, your fingers are dug into the earth all the way up to your wrists. Your whole hands, actually, I should say. As you start stirring.
And I will instinctively shoot out the Guardian's Whisper.
As you do, it appears. You hear a few birds kind of fly off, a little startled by this action. It's a cold morning outside.
I've got my bearskin cloak. I'm good.
It is, but you can feel it on your nose. That crispness in the air. It's kind of nice. It's a little wet, but it is very, very nice.
Do I still have enough of the berries preserved to tattoo the crew?
You have enough to tattoo 4 others.
Excellent. I'll give a nice stretch and then look for the ship. Shouldn't be too far.
It is 5 feet away from you. Easy to find.
Oh, yep. I will resummon Guardian's Whisper back into the gauntlet form.
Okay. Awen. At this point, already well out of your meditation and probably whatever you do for the 4 hours of light activity after your elven trance. Just as the dawn rises, I need you to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
I got drunk and tattooed everyone.
It's going to be a 17.
17. As you feel a sudden gripping pain shoot through your arm, as if your arm itself is being twisted and broken and burned at the same time, you grit your teeth through the pain and hold fast. It lasts for the longest minute of your life before it fades. You feel your hands slowly release. You manage not to suffer any points of damage, but there is a feeling of sorrow and anger that flows through you. You feel like this might persist for the next 3 hours or so. It's something that is hanging on you, as if a part of you is gone.
Just an angry sense as far as you like you said, just
Make an insight check.
something. Oh, 12.
12. It feels as if the sense of anger and sorrow is not coming directly from you. It feels like it is coming from your weapon. Attached to your arm. As it is the arm that is wrapped in the forest's toll that is sending this wave of pain and anguish through you.
But I just can't get on a lock in as to what it is though. But something from the weapon is just causing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Eowyn, I know that he's gonna be him and Law discussed talking with the group, so he probably would have spent his morning after the meditation just waiting until he heard from Law before going to meet with everyone else and just kind of, I guess, almost kind of pondering on this feeling, trying to figure it out. So he'd kind of just be keeping to himself, trying to determine what it is causing the anger and and you said anger and
Sorrow. Okay. Fixer. Muted.
I can't read lips, but I could read that.
I could read the damn it too, yeah. That's why I love it.
Still muted?
Can't hear you now. Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
How's that?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a
Cool.
minute. Wait a minute. Why are cams off still? What the son of a...
Sincere.
How is this happening? No.
Where are they?
No. I thought all my cams were good, man. Ah, son of a monkey.
So, did anyone see the trailer for Lion King? That shit looked amazing.
I watched the one for Sonic.
Sonic, yeah.
I didn't even see that. I need to go look at that, I guess. But Lion King looked
No,
really
you
nice.
don't. You don't.
You don't need to see it.
Was Sonic really that bad?
You do not want to see that.
Sonic is horrifying.
The
Sonic
only thing that was like redeeming from that trailer was the fact that Jim Carrey is in it.
No, he looks
Pretty
so
much.
bad.
That's
he
the whole
delivered some
point.
pretty good lines, though. It was pretty hilarious.
What
But in my opinion, after
No, but thank you for asking.
After like Endgame and Game of Thrones, this is the third biggest tragedy. Like Sonic.
I mean, I'm still gonna see it, but I'm just.
Oh, God. I don't know what happened. The cams for the whole crew.
You want to restart the call?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have I never gotten, like...
I'm the DM now.
God damn, okay.
I'm also Law. This is magical sand.
This is magical sin.
I no longer exist.
Alright,
Roll
guys.
persuasion.
Viewers at home, thank you so much for your patience. I need to, very quickly... re-roll some windows.
Also, I would like to say that it's great to be back.
Yes.
Finally.
Are you still overseas?
Yes, I am.
He will be
That's
Is
for...
that
why-
gonna-
hence-
He
I
will
will
be
be
for-
for the foreseeable future.
That is your permanent abode.
For now, yes. Nope. So
If
it's
you
gonna-
guys want to continue RPing, count me out of it for the
Okay.
foreseeable moments.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
that way we don't lose pacing. As Sincere, you have woken up back in your room somehow. getting brought back onto the ship.
I'm guessing that my room is still completely wrecked.
Roll a D100.
For the most part.
Roll a D100.
Oh my god, a D100.
Maybe your high acted like Adderall while you were...
Or maybe she's the one who wrecked it.
You know,
Except
You
there was
left a
literally a note saying that you wrecked it. Oh, give me a second. I have too many dice in here.
But I also know we did drugs, which means when you're like, I'll be like, no, I just messed up like the bed, the mattress. I didn't do all this. This was you.
No, I'm not that kind of.
We'll let the dice
okay.
decide.
61.
61, okay.
Was it mind altering?
As you enter back, you feel rested. You feel well rested, as a matter of fact. But, well, shit. Your room was a mess. Now it's spotless.
Clarence, did you clean my room? I look around for the rat.
The skeletal rat is sleeping underneath the covers, much like you left it. But it looks up and shakes its head, and just the bone rat just kind of curls back up into a ball.
No, go back to sleep. Who cleaned the room? Who did this?
You pick up the skeletal rat, and it kind of just untangles in your hands. You feel the bone structure, and it looks up at you and just kind of boops you with its nose.
I love you. You're so cute. You're the best.
It
I
boops
love
you,
Clarence.
boops you again with its nose.
Okay. Well, you know what? You can take credit for it. We're just going to say you cleaned the room. Good job, Clarence.
Gives you a thumbs up with its skeletal fingers. Skeletal rat thumb.
I wonder what happened since the fucking strawberries. She remembers what the fuck was going on in her
Your
dream.
mouth still tastes like strawberries. It's as if the schnozberries taste like strawberries.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries, guys. Okay, I'm going to go find people now. Clarence, do you want to come with, or do you want to stay on the bed?
It burrows deep underneath the covers and hides.
Alright.
It's having none of this being awake shit. For an undead creature, it's obviously very humanoid in some way.
You're right, Clarence. You're right. Don't worry. I'll make sure nobody bothers you. Rest well, friend. And I will go find somebody somewhere. I don't know where anyone is, so I just assume people are on the bridge.
Alright.
Well, Law was actually headed to your room to talk with you, so you opened the door and bumped right into him.
As you...
Fist up, about to knock, like...
What, are you going to punch me in the face?
No, I was about to knock on your door.
Yes, but now the door's not there and my face is there.
I don't think.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to have a meeting on the bridge
About
with all the officers. News that's going to be better to say in front of everyone.
You're pregnant?
Absolutely.
Oh my god, who's the father? Is it Sazia?
I mean, clearly it's Viamir.
Yeah, I can see that now. He's very forceful.
Anyway, back on this planet. Bridge. I'm gonna go gather
Give me a
everyone else
second.
up.
I just need to write that down real quick. And she takes out a small notebook that says
Yay,
friend fiction.
as all of a sudden the friend fiction book appears.
Okay, just going to make a note. Circle, 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 star, heart. Okay, bridge, got it.
Someday one of us will find that.
Someday. I hope so, actually. I really do hope so. Because I want to
And
know
Sincere,
what's...
you better have details on your family.
And as you get ready to leave Law, right behind you is a very morning drunk in the between stages of sober, hungover, and drunk.
Right. Y'all seen the captain anywhere?
Last I saw him, he was in his chambers behind the bridge, but I was actually getting ready to come look to you to tell you to go to the bridge.
Almost two stream babies out of you.
Yeah, I probably should get to the bridge. I got something to talk to him about.
Well, we have an officers meeting anyway, so I'm pretty sure that includes you.
Y'all think I'm an officer? I'd like to say that I'm honored. I don't. What did I do to become an officer here?
I don't know. You run fast or something. Just go to the bridge. We'll figure that out there.
You see my gun anywhere? Oh wait, no. It's here. I strapped it to my side. Yeah. All right.
I would hope that's where it is.
Yeah. Have you seen it? I made some upgrades to it since I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all want to do. I'll be at the bridge.
Yeah, just get to the bridge and yeah, we have some stuff to discuss. The captain and I had kind of a long talk last night.
I'm just gonna grunt and stumble past him towards the bridge.
All right. Fixer, you wake up strapped to a medical table
The fuck?
with a very large Luxodon sitting next to your bedside.
Where's her trunk?
Her trunk is actually resting on his forehead.
Hello? Why am I strapped down?
Hello. You are strapped down for your safety. You should be grateful.
Okay, I need to stay strapped down?
The trunk moves slowly across your forehead, down your cheek. Only if you want to.
I like moving. Can I be released now?
The trunk comes off your face and she looks down at you. Of course. She speaks very slowly and deeply with a heavy feminine tone. There's a smile from underneath the trunk as she just reaches these large, kind of leathery hands down and unlatches each restraint.
Oh, thank you.
Your
That's
pants.
nice.
And just hands you your pants.
Very quickly puts them on.
You are clear. Your head, though, might still ring from time to time. You suffered quite a heavy concussion. Do you remember who you are?
Yeah, I'm Fixer.
Do you remember where you are?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm on the Cloud Cutter.
Who is the captain now?
Shipwreck.
Correct. Who are the members of your away team?
Eowyn, Law, Sin, Viamir, 6, me, Hawk.
Who is Hawk?
He's my...
So you look around, there is no Hawk.
Where's Hawk?
Who is Hawk?
Hawk is, he's a face spirit. He takes the form of a hawk.
That is redundant. Can you prove that you have this Hawk?
Fixer is gonna see through the eyes of Hawk.
As you try to see through the eyes, there are no eyes to see through.
But I resummoned him. He should be here.
If he is not here, then where could he be?
I don't... He's gonna, try to, mentally try to power through whatever's blocking him.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
That will be a 24.
24. As you focus through and struggle to get the image of Hawk in your mind, you feel it click for a moment, and as you snap your finger, Hawk appears. There are some minor changes to Hawk, however. Hawk takes the form of more a machine than a bird. There are still fey qualities to him, but there is definitely something different about him now. Damn it. Now we're back, okay.
Dude.
Everything crashed. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know why or how you changed, but you look so fucking badass right now.
Is this Hawk?
Yeah, but not like he usually is.
Then it appears your memories are intact, though maybe jumbled. I will let you go. Medical clearance. Here is a note.
Okay.
As she scrawls a doctor's note for you, hands it to you.
Okay, thank you. I should... Yeah, there's probably some damage in the engine. I should probably head that way and try to fix some stuff.
Law, go ahead and make an investigation check.
17.
17. You do manage to bump into Fixer as he's heading towards the engine room.
Oh, hey, Fixer.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I actually need all of the officers on the bridge right now.
Okay. Like right now, or and can I hit the engine for a minute? What
let's all meet on the bridge and then we can evaluate what's going on with the engines. Awen and I kind of had a big talk last night, and there's some stuff we need to all discuss.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll head that way. And so he'll head towards the bridge.
Cool. Hey, how's
like?
Oh, I was gonna say, how's your head, buddy?
Well, apparently I had a concussion. I don't really remember that though, but doctor cleared me, so said I might have some jumbling of stuff, but should be good from here on.
You actually see Hawk on his shoulder. Looks very much more mechanical, but still has these Fey-like qualities. There is definitely something off.
What's up with Hawk? You've been making some upgrades while you were in the medic wing?
I am kind of confused, honestly. I mean, it's dope as hell, but I didn't do that. So, I don't know. I feel a little weird, honestly, like something's missing. But I couldn't connect with Hawk at first, but I don't know. I managed to pull him here, I guess. But I think I got to do some like tests or something and try to figure out what was the deal with that.
Okay. Well, if you need anything, just let me know.
Cool, will do. And as he turns around, he's going to, he's going to walk a few steps and then stop for a second, and then look at his hand and cast Shocking Grasp.
I haven't looked at your new character sheet. Is that something you can cast now? Hold on, we made changes. As you cast Shocking Grasp, it still works. Though you notice some of your tattooing is slightly broken.
Well, he's gonna try to cast Mage Armor on himself.
As you try to cast Mage Armor, you focus, you expel the arcane energy, so mark that spell slot, but nothing occurs.
Huh. That's, I've known that spell for years. Hawk, you got? Any idea what's going on?
Hawk just turns, looks at you.
I guess I'll have to worry about this later. Head to the bridge.
Okay. As you head to the bridge, rest of you all having made your way there, except for Weimar. Law, as you start making your way through, eventually you do come across Weimar.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Pretty good. Got a new tattoo.
Cool, what'd you get?
I forget. There is a sensation.
Sensation?
Yeah, I got high.
Okay. Well,
Does anything look fresh?
that explains... Do I see anything different?
You see a fresh tattoo that wasn't there prior.
That one looks new.
Yep, that makes sense.
So,
What's your passive
we're actually
perception?
having...
Law.
Mine?
Yeah.
Passive perception is 15.
You smell strawberries.
Is that strawberries?
Oh, it's probably this. I got some. It was a good time. Everyone can get tattoos.
Everyone can get tattoos?
Yeah. Once they get it. Yeah, everyone can get tattoos. Well, like 4 people can get tattoos.
Wait, is that stuff why I found you passed out last night?
No.
Right. Well, we need everyone on the bridge.
To get tattoos. Okay, yeah. Okay, yep.
No, we have some stuff to discuss.
Oh. Okay. Yep. All right, let's go.
All right. As you all find yourselves making your way to the bridge, Lycirus in her chair, her armor having long since been taken back off. She is just now in her nightgown and clothing. Per usual for her, she really seems to have trouble keeping clothes on. As she sits in her chair and just simply spins around, facing you all from her pilot seat, a smile genuinely has crossed her face. She looks excited, she looks happy, and she looks as if nothing could go wrong. Who would like to take the floor?
All right, Captain. Would you like me to start, or would you like to?
Awen just kind of looks out at everyone as they come onto the bridge and just be like, "Well, I mean, I could talk a little bit," and he just kind of looks at everyone and goes, "So, some of you might have known that we had the 2 other ships with the captains, and they were here last night, and
Wait, what?
so when we escaped from Corsair and those 2 other ships that made it out with us, we've been waiting to see if any other ships got out, but there were 2 other captains who made it out with our ship, and we were supposed to meet yesterday, and then we did meet, and I sat down with them and talked a little bit about the kind of the next course of action for our group, and as we kind of talked, it really became pretty clear what they were hoping to accomplish. They were looking to find a way to rebuild, find a new pirate city and somewhere to call, kind of like a safe haven for the pirates. And we don't know how many people are still out there or how many made it out of Corsair, but between the 3 of us, we don't have the funds to really start a new city or a new safe haven for pirates by ourselves. So they were looking for our ship to try, I guess you could say, something that's, I don't know if it's been done before. They kind of wanted us to test the impossible, and they were looking for us to try and essentially try to take over a ship from the bank, one of the first bank ships, and try to take a lot of the funds from those. And just sitting back and talking with those captains, it really just didn't sound like a good idea, or really something that really something that I thought we could achieve. So Law and I, we had a little discussion last night, and it saddens me a little bit, but I wanted to be the first to talk to you guys about it before we spread the news to the other crew. But I think right now we're gonna go a different route with what we've been doing on the ship. I think there's still a way we could still be on good terms with the pirates, but we've also trying to be on good terms with some of the other nations and some of the militant forces. So between Law and myself, we kind of talked, and we worked with Lycirus, and I think for now, we're going to set ourselves up as a mercenary ship and see if we can't find some work, build some reputation, and hopefully make some money doing that, rather than just the common piracy of just trying to kill, capture, and some of those other things. So I don't know if maybe you guys have questions, because it's a lot to throw at you guys. I mean, it's been a big part of most of my life, being a pirate, but I think there's other things that we could do with our skills and with the knowledge that we have, and ultimately what we're trying to accomplish. And I thought it was a good idea for us, but I definitely wanted to talk to you guys first. I know some might be maybe hurt, or maybe angry, or maybe happy. I hope maybe you guys will be happy, because we're still going to be making money and still doing jobs and still traveling, going on adventures and finding new things.
We'll just look at Law. He means find keys, right?
Well, we can also continue to find keys while doing other jobs along the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We certainly. It's very important what you want to do with the keys. I think that goes beyond piracy. It's just.
You have my blade.
Mission. Oh.
And I will summon it.
Six is gonna stand up from the ground and just be like, "Oh, thank fuck. Y'all got glasses. We should toast, celebrate not have
Do you
be the pirate.
do you want a tattoo to commemorate your time here on the ship? Look at mine, and I'll flex a bicep with the cloud cutter, the symbol.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I recently was just told that I'm actually considered an officer here too.
Oh yeah, you're definitely getting a tattoo.
We need glasses. We don't need any of this pirate any more pirate stuff.
We weren't very good pirates to begin with.
No, I didn't really think so.
I have a vague recollection of
the
what
point
this
I
word
was trying
means.
to make.
I actually wanted to talk to the captain about that too. Considering another option, but I guess I don't have to talk to him anymore about it. Yeah. So about those glasses, can I find any like cups, glasses around?
You can, yeah.
I'll just like kind of line up 7 glasses and start pouring shots from the whiskey thing. And I was like, oh, and on the last one, I was like, oh, all right, Vladimir, you don't drink, but on this momentous occasion, would you want to join us for one small sip?
It's the poison water Vimir.
It's more fire water than poison water.
Oh.
I can deal with fire.
Well, you can deal with this. And then he's just gonna pour a 7th one.
Yeah.
And
Awen's
just hand
gonna
it
kind
out
of
to
look.
everybody.
Yeah, he's gonna look at Fixer and Sincere and just be like, so I don't know. We heard from I know the feelings of a couple of others. I don't know if you guys have any feelings towards what I said.
I mean, like Six said, and apparently Law said, I've been meaning to talk to you about the same thing, and I'm always down for a drink, but quick question, how long was I out? Because...
I mean, we just saw you yesterday. I'm pretty sure you were here and you were talking to us, but then you had the cut on your head and you were bleeding. So I think before the other captains came over, the big elephant. I don't remember his name. He took you.
Her name?
I think it's a girl.
Oh, yeah. She was up here and
Can confirm.
she
Oh,
took you down.
Oh, really?
To the med bay.
Sincere, fanfic, Fixer, and the Luxodon.
I mean, actually, she could probably
Lysiris?
more confirm for me, but I don't know.
Lysiris perks up and... Oh... You had fun with one of our medics.
I mean,
Those
honestly,
are
I
big
could have.
rich
I have no idea. All I know is I was strapped down and my pants were gone.
Oh,
Was it not?
That sounds like a great time.
Six is gonna hand the first drink over to Fixer and be like, "Nah, y'all, you need this. You need
Wow,
this."
Zariji moves quick. That's impressive. I thought I'd be the one to strap you down first.
Mazel tov.
Fixer downs his drink and hands it, or puts it back towards Six. Keep coming.
After I heard that, I'm just gonna hand him the bottle and he's like, I got plenty more. You go take that one.
So
Takes like 3 gulps worth of chugging.
So, sounds like most of us are on board. Sin, thoughts?
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but, other than you letting, them push a whole bunch of people off of the ship, you haven't really done anything very piratey other than call yourself a pirate.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of, I think there's other ways that they could have done the pirating, but it sounds, as Law and Lysiris were kind of explaining to me, some of the actions that I was kind of wanting to do as a pirate maybe sounded more like a mercenary. So I think that's why we decided to go with the mercenary route rather than the pirate. It just so happened, I mean, most of my life I found my way onto pirate ships. I don't really... And I mean, they didn't kill me, so that was really good, and I got along with a lot of them. And
Is it because most of them don't like to wear shirts and also wear really weird eye patch or hats?
You're actually a genuinely nice person. I think that's probably why they didn't kill you.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
that
honest,
could be.
Captain Maywin. I did spend some time checking you guys up before I came on here. I'm a bounty hunter and all, but I think the only bounties you've ever accrued on you was by association, not anything you did.
Oh, by association! Vladimir has no
I mean,
idea what this means.
there's a couple times. I mean, a couple times I got my bounty raised a little bit just because the guy who was trying to collect the bounty, I beat him up a couple times, but that was the only time really.
Yeah,
But I didn't kill him, but
yeah, that's still by association.
yeah, it wasn't very. I mean, in retrospect to other captains and other of the pirates, it was probably the bounty was kind of lower. I mean, I didn't do a lot of the bad acts that really got the bounty up too high. but
Make a bounty hunters association check using your wisdom modifier and proficiency.
Not all of them, Eowyn, were destined to wield the key. Don't worry about your bounty.
That's 17.
17. You rack your brain for a bit as he talking about a bounty hunter, and it doesn't take you too long to remember that there is a bounty hunter, a half elf, who has been chasing Awen for quite some time, and he's actually not bad as a bounty hunter, but he's just had no luck with Awen, by the name of Calran.
I really hope he's just like this level 1 guy that keeps following us. And like shows up just like a week later, is like, no! Just stays level 1 the entire time.
Hey, Captain, the guy that tried to hunt you, his name's Calvin?
yeah, Calron. Me and Calron, we go pretty far back. He's been kind of chasing after me for a while, but I like I said, it's kind of like a cat and mouse game with Calron. Like he tries to collect the bounty, and then we end up in like some sort of tussle, and then I usually would get away, and then he'd find me again later sometime. Maybe it's a couple months.
But that's the thing. He's not a bad bounty hunter. I think there's some ulterior motive. There has to be some ulterior motive.
I was recently approached by a man that wanted to procreate with me, even though that's clearly impossible. Do you think it's something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen that in the Bounty Hunters Association before.
No.
Some people get fixated on different things.
You have a special friend, Awen.
Yeah, like I said, me and Calron, we go way back, but I mean,
I'm sure you do.
He probably won't be chasing after me anymore since my bounty's all gone. So
Existential crisis.
in other news, how do we want to break this to the crew?
On the intercom.
Definitely not.
No.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them still reckon to be pirates. Especially we recruited a lot of them from there, right?
Wait, what do pirates like?
I mean, we could take off into the air. I could get us a good 600 feet up and have everyone meet in the cargo bay, drop the cargo bay door, have them all line up at the edge, and any who don't want to join, you can kick them off, Captain.
I mean, I've seen
We're
some things
not
like that happen
pirates.
before, and I think we're trying to maybe go a different route from that. I mean, maybe we could just I know we're pretty close to the village here, and maybe we could just get them together and we could tell them, and then if none of them want to continue with us, we could just let them know that they could make their way to the village, and maybe just let them go.
So don't drench them in kerosene.
I don't know what kerosene is, but probably not.
I feel like maybe you're joking, because I know that you were talking about not wanting to be pirates and protecting ourselves, so maybe.
But pirates
maybe
have
pushing
bounties, so if they still have bounties.
No, they're part of the crew. That's what I heard. The crew had none. That's what Captain Awen said.
We can always check. I haven't forwarded the crew's information to.
Well, we'll give them fake names, just like mine. I mean,
I think out of the decency of them, coming on the ship and wanting to be part of the crew, if we relay this information to them, and then maybe they don't want to be part of the crew, I think the only decent thing to do is kind of just let them, maybe they could go over to the other captains, they can find the other captains' ships, they can make their way over to the village, and and maybe join something else. But I don't think we want to kill him, and I don't think we want to turn him in. Like I said, we still want to stay on good terms with the pirates, and we want to stay on good terms, with the militant forces, and maybe it's just best for us to just play nice for right now, and then we can make our way towards. We did say the next place we were going was probably to look for those gladiators and get them back to Law's sister. And
Vimir drinks his fire water.
It's pretty good. Burns, pretty good. But it's poison water at the same time.
Captain, what do pirates want?
I probably to kill and collect money and gain fame and fortune.
Can we not do that
honest,
without being pirates?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do as a mercenary.
So that's what you need to tell them. Hey, 6 more of this fire water.
He's got him right now.
Give me more of the fire water.
Fixer.
Fixer will pour him some more fire water.
Yeah.
Secretly, like, giddy on the inside. I think we need to. Well, let's just be honest here. A lot of pirates aren't necessarily there to, just kill for the fun of it. I think a lot of them were there because it was like a home where people accepted them. And now that that's been destroyed,
Law, write this down.
the pirates were pretty good to us.
Write this down. Write this down, Law.
They gave us jobs. They gave us a ship. We helped them, but they also helped us. And from a big picture perspective, there's also the fact that, Corsair played a vital role in combating the Bone King, or whatever his face is. And with that gone, he's going to be able to run more rampant because he's not going to have Corsair, battling him on a regular basis. So I think something that will help the crew adjust to a new life will be that we can still look for avenging Corsair and finding out what happened there, who did it, why, and looking for that resolution of someone destroyed their home. If we give them that purpose that they're going to come and get vengeance for that, I think that would help a lot of them transition to a different style of life.
We can give them a new home.
I mean,
the world tree, the mother tree. She needs protectors.
Just kind of writing in a notebook with what everyone's saying, kind of compiling like a speech.
Yeah.
Sincere is writing in her own notebook, writing down notes for her friend fiction.
Six is actually gonna down his shot and be like, I'm not that good with words and everything, especially the stuff that you're all talking about. So I'm just gonna be in my room.
Words are not important. It's about inflection. And I'll look to Law, give him a thumbs up. He's been helping me.
I think everyone's right. I think there's a lot to think about, and it's a lot to express to the other crew members. And like you said, I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking for work. We're looking for ways to grow ourselves and get the things that we want and need. But I think ultimately there's different ways we're going to go about it, and I think we're certainly, or at least I'm certainly, still interested to know what happened to Corsair and who attacked, and if the Queen and Captain Taggart are still alive, and if the other captains, and as we're traveling doing some of these other missions, and if we can gather information and learn more. You know, anything we can take back to the pirates, you know, is going to keep us on good terms with them, and any information that might be relevant to the militant forces, you know, we could certainly share with that. You know, like you said, the Ivory King, you know, he's still out there, and with the forces of Corsair, you know, much lower because of what happened. You know, there's going to be other forces or other groups that are going to have to kind of come together, and anything that we can help with that. So I think there's certainly ways for us to grow and build our reputation, you know, and hopefully, you know, as we build our reputation, that we get more money, and then they come to us for better and bigger jobs, and then at the end of the day, you know, we're still accomplishing what we're gonna do as pirates, but, you know, maybe without having to like kill certain people or, you know, or take over ships.
We take jobs for the coins and the reputation. We need to make sure. Sin, can we give more of the coins to the crew?
I mean, they've been paid for like next month.
Yes, but if they fight for coin, if we offer them more, then maybe they stay with us. No?
I mean, we could do that.
Maybe.
I'd prefer not to, but we definitely could. I mean, I feel like Kenter Ankles is going to stay with us regardless, because you've swooned him with your muscles.
Yeah, I have.
You guys are swole bros.
But we need to find their source of motivation. Our source of motivation is to save the world. How do we find their source and leverage that? Is it avenging Corsair?
I mean, that could be a step forward.
Is it
you
more
can find
money?
out what other...
Is it
Find out
glory?
what they want.
Yeah, I think we just need to talk to them and
Sell
let
them
know
on
what's
all of
going
it.
But honestly,
I gotta go
No,
pee. This fire, water, and I'll take the other shot. Is like fire inside of my belly.
okay.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Pour me another one. Fixer, you're getting a tattoo.
Oh boy.
Do I get a tattoo?
I mean,
I
I'm pretty
gave you
particular
one.
about what goes on VOD, so you'll have to show me what
Sincere,
you think
hold
first.
you will hold Fixer down. I will
I'll
tattoo you
help.
both at the same time.
I'll
I
help
got
as
you,
well.
Fixer. I've got very soft hands, I say, holding up my claws.
Like,
Um,
I'll also hold up my claws, but did you see these paws though?
When the tiefling and
Why
the
did you just turn
tabaxi.
to? Why did you just turn into George W?
As
Did you see these paws?
As you say that, Lycerius just goes, "Oh, little bean paws."
I mean, I am a tabaxi, so
She picks up one of the ship cats and just holds up the little paws. Paw high five.
He's gonna high five.
top five.
High five the cat. You hear, as it just
Like
does that cat
like
twist
tiny
thing
little
and
knees.
just books off. Tiny little knees. Oh shit. I love it. All right. Is your meeting concluded, and would you like to move the scene?
Yeah, I would say I'd like to try to see if we can't start to gather the crew. Is there a place on the ship big enough for the whole crew to meet, or?
As you ask that question, Lycerius just, yeah, cargo bay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can meet in the cargo bay, but maybe just.
The
Why did
Stay
you
away
just
from
make
the
them
left.
all get
Should-
off the ship because we're not flying?
shouldn't
Yeah.
the mess be large enough as well?
Shh. Cargo bay.
Why don't we keep it on
Lycirus,
the...
you're not gonna kick anyone off the ship who doesn't want to be here.
No, I can't
Can I
kick
We're
kick
gonna let
someone
them
off the
leave
ship?
peacefully.
I can't
What?
kick them, but like you guys could.
What about if we prepare a feast?
What if we
I
poison
can
them
go-
all?
If
And
we,
then
I
we're
can go
like, if you
hunting.
want to live, you have to agree to be with us on this ship forever?
Oh, that's really dark.
no,
That's not how you win loyalty.
Okay.
No,
That's
yeah.
Maybe not.
probably how the Ivory King does things.
I mean, it was an idea that they came across in the book once. It
if
turned
you-
out to be like a really great friend, like enemies to friends to lovers trope. It was
Oh.
really good.
6, you're good with that bang stick you have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me and 6 can go hunting.
This local area is not really great for hunting, but you can head into Isla and they've got a pretty good market. Though they'll try and rob you, so you can either all go together and hide your coin in one bag, or
I
Here
think-
you go.
Giving them food and fire water will be good. It's really actually pretty good.
I mean, I think the best solution is kind of what we talked about. Like, if maybe we just take them all, since we're still on the ground, if we take them off the ship, explain everything to them, you know, and those hopefully who want to stay, we could get back on the ship, and then maybe those who don't want to stay, we could, you know, we can give them maybe like a parting gift as they make their way into the village. You know, I know that we've paid them for a certain amount of time, so they do have some coin that they could spend, and if they needed some food, we could give that to them. But
6, you see as Awen says parting gift, Lycirus looks at you and just
And I'll be like,
I think if we prepare a feast and apply them with some of the poison water and fire water, more of them be more than likely to stay.
Oh,
If we
that's
just talk to
definitely a
them,
little bit better.
if we just talk to them, then they have time to think. Just tell them there's an announcement. There'll be a feast, and let us prepare that feast. Let's get Kankles. He'll provide security for the ship.
and anyone's just gonna kind of look to Law and be like, "You think like a feast is the best way to tell them? We could send some people into town and get some food."
I think the best way to break bad news to anyone is over a good meal.
All right. Well, why don't we plan for that then? Why don't a few people go into town? We get the food for the meal and make sure we have drinks for everybody, and then we can let them know as we're as we're feasting, and then hopefully that'll give people the kind of the push they might need to stay with us, rather than maybe going out and doing something different. I don't know. Do any of you in particular want to go into town?
Let's go. Let's go get.
It's all right. I'd like to. I'm gonna spend some time in the engine room if that's cool.
That's fine. You said yesterday the engines would take 48 hours to repair, and we lost a whole day of you being in the engine room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Fixer, you work on the engines with the crew, and then maybe, I mean, I could go into town and maybe, you know, we could, if someone else wants to go into town, maybe 3 of us, and we could all, while we're gathering the meat, maybe we could do a little bit of research or investigation to see if anyone in town knows anything. We want to keep it, you know, I just want to tell you this, like, we certainly want to keep what happened in Corsair kind of, you know, on the down low. We don't want many people talking about it. The other captains, they were telling me if we go around spreading too much word about Corsair being, you know, overtaken and essentially destroyed, then it really puts the pirates in a bad place to just be wiped out completely. So, we definitely don't want that to happen. So, anything that we
Okay.
say in town, we want to make sure we're careful not to just come out and say, all the bad news, but see if anyone has any information.
Well, don't talk about it. We're just trying to get food, right? So.
Well,
don't
I
think
mean,
should
we
talk
still.
about the destruction of a city while we're trying to get food.
I mean, I wouldn't just come out and say, like, do you know what happened? Why Corsair was destroyed? But, I mean, if we could just kind of come into town and be like, hey, how's everything going? Any good news or bad news lately? And see if anyone knows of any information and anything that they'd be willing to kind of offer up to us without us really kind of asking too many questions, and we want them to do a lot of the talking. We don't want to really spend too much time like us doing all the talking, because if we're doing all the talking, then maybe we accidentally might slip and say something about Corsair, and then they're going to start asking questions, and then they'll spread rumors, and then it just puts us in a bad place. So we really just don't want to be, we just want to listen to what they're saying.
So me and Awen are not talking on this mission. Got it.
I was about to recommend we leave talking to Law again.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm also good with addressing the crew if you'd like, Captain. I've kind of got a little bit written here.
Yeah. I think it'd be good if when we're having the meal, maybe Law, you could say some things to the crew, and I don't know. So maybe the three of us can go into town and get some of the food that we need. I don't know. Does it make sense to take? Oh man, what's the guy's name in the kitchen again?
Ebgar.
And he's just kind of looking around to everyone and just be like,
Ebgern.
Yeah, Ebgern. Maybe we could take him, and he could make sure that he has enough of the meats and everything for the big feast, and something to kind of lift everyone's spirits. But then while he's gathering some of that, we could certainly, some of us with Law, we could kind of do some of the investigation. And then I don't know if anyone else wants to come, or if other people want to help with preparing stuff around the ship. And I mean, we could maybe ask questions of the people on the ship. I don't know if they know much about what happened.
I mean, they were all on the ship when it happened. I'd assume they know about as much as we do.
So Fixer is gonna fix the engine.
Why don't
I'm gonna go hunt for food in the city.
Sin and I handle the shopping?
Oh. Okay, well, I guess, yeah, I do have the money.
You're the quartermaster, and honestly, as much as you're socially awkward sometimes, you are the next best at talking next to me.
I don't know if he just insulted me or not.
Hey.
Oh,
You're
he's
almost as good at
above.
me at talking. Like, take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
But socially awkward.
I will obviously come as protection. I'm not leaving you alone.
What's wrong with being socially awkward? I'm socially awkward.
I mean, I could probably still come and help with, finding out some information if anyone knows anything about Corsair. Not do too much talking, but maybe just kind of.
I would ask less about Corsair and more if any strange ships have been seen recently, besides ours. Any large fleet pass by, anything along those lines.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Cankles while they discuss this.
We should consider painting the vessel a different color too.
What's wrong with black? Lycerius looks very upset at this.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really flying like any of the pirate colors or
Just want to
the
make
pirate
sure that
banners.
we don't have any,
Does that mean we can have a pink flag?
I mean,
No,
Why
The
not?
flag, at least the flag. At least we gotta have to change something that like that.
Well,
Well,
we
I mean,
don't
our
really
symbol
have
doesn't
anything.
even.
We don't have a
Or-
Jolly
or-
Roger or anything.
Yeah, so I mean, we're kind of open, and Lycirus already took care of registering us as a mercenary crew. We don't have a. We don't have any none of us have any bounties on our heads. I mean,
I even took the
We're-
liberty of signing all your names.
Yeah, I mean,
How did you sign my name? Can I see?
our ship's only like a couple, like maybe like 24 hours old now. So, when I was, we
Our ship's a
determined that.
newborn baby.
Yeah, we determined that there's no bounties on the ship, and now that we're kind of with the mercenary, and everything, we don't really need to worry about people looking at us like we're pirates or anything else bad.
Lycirus actually hands you all a copy of the contract where all your signatures, even Viamir's, somehow she got a hold of Viamir's signature, is signed
It's just an X, right?
perfectly.
Joke's on you, it's just a fingerprint.
Is signed perfectly.
She signed your fingerprint.
Even the
perfectly.
fingerprint.
She is a changeling, so it works.
her signature's on there as well.
Her signature is on there as well.
Perfect.
Ooh,
Thanks
what's
for
the
that.
last name?
Now I can return the favor sometime.
Go ahead and try and... Go ahead and try. I'd love to see you do it.
Which one's my name?
Do you,
Says
are-
the dyslexic.
Oh. Do you not know how to read?
No, just the letters like to mix up sometimes.
It's the one with the 3 S's.
I don't have 3 S's in my name.
Exactly. See, you got it.
I'm really confused. Here you go, Law. You can have that.
So,
As you see Sin's copy, Lycirus' signature is different.
different signature on every copy. Really?
Are you looking at every copy?
Yeah, I'm. After seeing the second one's different, he's just kind of look at all the copies like.
All of your signatures are the same as if you guys had signed them. The rest of you all have a different version of Lycirus' signature. I signed them after.
Oh, okay, cool.
The one that I got is pretty pretty. I'm like showing over.
Yeah, I did. I thought, like, putting hearts over the eyes and giving a little swirl at the L. One of them is my real signature, though. She gives you a wink, Law. Smiles at you playfully.
I would like to insight check that.
Sure.
Is she telling the truth?
Let's see your negative insight modifier.
Hey, man.
I'm actually going to join in on that insight check because I want to know if one of them is actually her real signature.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. I rolled pretty high. Okay. And because I am actually...
This is like me doing charisma checks. I rolled really high.
But I'm proficient in insight, so I have a +1, so that's 19.
So
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 19 for a total of 27.
Okay.
Okay. Deception. As far as you can tell with your insight, Law, she seems to be telling you the truth. Her signature is among those 6 sheets of paper. Probably not 6s. Though, maybe? That'd be really weird if it was. It's a lot of
I mean, if she was
hearts
really
and
trying to
cutesy
throw me off the
smiles.
trail,
hiding in plain sight with all the hearts and stuff.
It's a lot of hearts and cutesy smiles. It's really like a teenager signed this. Like a high schooler was just like, look at me, I'm so cute.
You really are happy at the decision to not be pirates, aren't you? Looking at that one as he jots it into his notebook.
You have no idea. Well, if you want any clout with the Mercenary Guild, we are considered novices at the moment, which means we will be getting the shit rung on the list for jobs.
Hey, wait a minute. 6. Is the bounty hunter thing, would that translate over to mercenaries?
Would it?
The Bounty Hunters Association is strictly on a bounty hunter basis. It does not operate for teams, nor does it translate into other organizations.
I usually run solo, and I think mostly for the Bounty Hunters Association, everything is solo. So us being a group of mercenaries now, I don't think it holds any merit.
Well,
So
I
that
mean,
means we can knock out your high score?
My high score?
Yeah, what's your high score as a bounty hunter?
It's a totally different thing, little miss.
But no, tell me, how many? How many do I have to beat?
No,
I wanna know. How many to bypass you?
There's 6 of us, and there was one of me before, so,
How many? How many? She tries to be intimidating.
Make an intimidation check.
Stature. Hell yeah, I'll intimidate him.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man.
Also,
Well,
Sin, as far as you can tell, Lycirus is also telling you the truth.
Okay, cool.
I
Did you roll a nat 20?
No, I rolled a nat 19 and I have +5 to intimidation.
24.
So 24.
That's hilarious because I rolled a nat 19, but I have a 0 in.
She's pretty intimidating. This small little tiefling child. She kind of like forces you a step back for a moment.
Oh, Fixer, can I get another shot of that? You just give me. Is there anything left? Just.
I just take
No.
the drink. I'm like
So
trying to
serious.
take the rest of it from him.
I get close up to him. I just want a number.
Right? Yeah. No. No. I mean, no.
Just one little number.
Well, you'll find out.
I'm just gonna walk away as much as I can.
watch
Okay.
6 be a complete greenhorn.
So, Law?
So, we've kind of killed the Ivory King's blood witches. Is there any way we can get that added in for our reputation?
I can put in a request for a bit of goodwill from Beirun and Hegan. I can reach out to their prospective captains. That's something I could do.
I think it's something those captains would enjoy hearing, to hear that our group's not going to be a part of the pirate life. They seemed very discouraging of that line of work. So helping us along our way in a new line of work might be something they'd be willing to.
There's also one other thing. Law, I know family's not the greatest. I know you and your sister don't always get along, but she's got us working for her. Like, could you have her put in a request for us to do that and try to gain rep that way, kill a bird that we already were planning to stone?
Yes. I was planning on giving my dear older sister Anna a call to see if we could make that an official mission for us as well, and maybe rename negotiate her contract. You know, the money side of things anyway. I doubt it. She's better at negotiations than I am.
That's scary.
I mean, regardless of what we do with all the other pirates, I mean, one of the things that always kept me awake was, didn't y'all give the queen some sort of something? Was it Captain Taggart? Did he say anything about why those skeleton things attacked him and came to Corsair and stuff? Because now that I think about it, I don't know what if they had anything that the Skeleton King, and we kind of had to give that up.
If I remember correctly, there was an idol that interrupted the. It must have some sort of necromancy block that either stopped new ones or, I don't know, maybe even stopped the ones that were already in effect. But it seemed to have it seemed to be very important to the people that were wanting to combat the Ivory King.
But if that's the case, did you mean that the only people that actually knew how to combat the Ivory King was the pirates and Corsair? Because you mean no proper authorities or anything know about any of these tactics, any of these idols?
That's the first I've heard.
I don't think we've ever really asked or anything.
Because it feels like with between A1 here and his keys and the Ivory King, we have a lot more to do than just be mercenaries.
I think being mercenaries can make ends meet and give us an excuse to look for more keys and find ways to combat the Ivory King.
Well,
I look at the mercenary gig as a day job. Everyone needs a day job, but we have other focuses as well. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, bounty hunting was my day job, and I kind of chose to take up a thing and come here instead. By the way, I never got a chance to say this, but I've never been really welcomed so much in a group before. I know I was on that other ship, but to them I was just a hired gun. And I mean, I found out this morning that y'all made me an officer, and I don't know what to say about that. I've only been here a couple days, and all I've seen is compassion. Made me think otherwise about pirates and all until I realized, well, I mean, technically it was just you guys. But in the end, thank you. Thank you for accepting me. Like I said, I used to work solo. I always used to work solo. I'm not really good at these social situations. So, about talking to the other crew, I'm just gonna step out a little bit while you guys deal with that. If you need protection when you come by, getting supplies and whatnot, just let me know. I'll be there. You always have my pistol.
Well, I mean, maybe, you know, with some of your connections, I mean, maybe you could go into the village with us, and maybe you could kind of nonchalantly ask about Corsair and gather some information.
I'd rather not talk about my connections right now. If you know what I mean.
I'm not asking you to tell us about it. Maybe you just go there and talk to whoever you need to. And see if anyone has any information. Remember, we don't want to talk about what happened to Corsair, but if anyone else talks about what happened at Corsair. Maybe you could just kind of gather some information, do a little bit.
No.
You just-
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think with Law putting out the feelers, so to speak, I think we should be covered with that. And
Well, Law's just
we don't
gonna
wanna
go
push-
be buying the food and the meats. That's him. Him and
Right.
Sincere going for the food, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna gather some information if there's any information to gather. So I thought maybe
I'll come with you, but I don't think I'll be of much help on the information gathering side.
You don't have like connections. There's not like a bounty hunter association, kind of like a like pirates. They have kind of a big thing there, but
It's more
Nothing.
it's Bounty Hunters Association. Usually it's just a bunch of solo people. It's just a bunch of people looking at a board, find their own ways, their own methods to get those bounties, get that gold off of that board. That's about it.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean maybe you could just stay here, I guess, and then just maybe help prepare for dinner or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
All right.
Six is just gonna walk out of the room of the bridge.
Okay. Moving the scene ahead. As who is making their way into Isla to find some food?
Well, before I do, I want to set Cankles up on a defensive perimeter for us. I want to talk to our security team.
Okay. Making your way.
And I want to bring, if I can, Lycirus with us. With me.
Oh, I suppose I have to put on clothes. Fine. Lycirus grumpily slips into her tunics and her shirts and her pants and gets dressed and throws on her armor and holsters her shotgun behind her back and
Her nakedness does not bother me.
two pistols. She is comfortable on the bridge. She treats... Yeah, you've gotten to realize that much in the same way you treat all of nature as your house, she treats the bridge as her house, as her bedroom, almost in the same way. Her station is always clean, but she likes to be comfortable while there. She makes her way down with you. She just kind of... What do you want, Viamir?
We've had changelings infiltrate us before. I'm aware that there are others on this ship. We need some way to ensure that anyone that comes on this ship is accounted for.
So...
I'm looking for your input. I
Are
don't want to
you just being...
put you out. No,
Right.
I think this is a serious security matter.
You're being speciest against the other two changelings?
No.
Are we hired?
Not at all. I think not only to protect you and the other changelings and everyone on this crew, we need some sort of way to ensure that everybody is who they are.
If that's the case, then you need to find yourself a changeling who can work the security team, because the changelings I hired are specifically to take my shifts when I'm not flying the cloud cutter.
Oh, no, I was thinking something along the lines of when the alarms are sound.
Viamir, the only way to tell a tiefling from a regular person is their hubris or lack thereof it. And
I've
another...
got hubris. Do you mean changeling? You were looking at me and you said tiefling, and I got really confused.
No.
What if there was
changeling? You need a way to find this. And all she does is just stroke the side of your face. And as she does, she just traces something on the side of your cheek.
What if there was a code, or a face, or a quirk, or something that only you and your changelings knew, that would give away other changelings? That they couldn't possibly replicate without knowing.
I mean, sounds like it goes beyond just combating other changelings. It goes toward anyone who's trying to disguise themselves as a member of the crew through any means.
Yes, it would be possible, but if it's something that a changeling with any kind of magical capabilities, or a changeling who can read the surface thoughts of someone as they go and make their way, a code word is good until someone gets drunk and blabs the code word. A quirk is good until someone goes and blabs the quirk.
Good. Then maybe a face. A skin tone. Figure it out. Until then, you're a liability.
You're a liability, Viamir.
Yes, I know.
Good. Going back to my station, then. And she immediately just, in mid-walk, spins on her heels and walks back to the bridge.
I'll grab Cankles.
Grab Cankles and his security crew, who is also...
You see she's unwilling to work with this. Nobody is to enter or leave the ship.
I mean, I wouldn't say she's unwilling. I mean, she is a changeling. Maybe she just feels like, you're being a little rough. I don't know, though.
Or if I'm trying to find a compromise and she just refused to actually acknowledge that, yeah. That makes me the asshole.
But, if you think, changelings can change things, so if a changeling sees another changeling change things to make...
Which is why I brought her into the conversation, so if she wanted to change something and figure out something on her end, being the head changeling, then maybe she can figure out what that is.
But
I didn't put any ultimatums on anybody. I literally asked for her input, and instead of contributing, she just said, fuck you. And that's okay with me.
I mean, she didn't
Now she's a liability.
She didn't say, fuck you. I mean, but if you think about it, and you can see now his gears are starting to turn, and there's
you figure something out.
There's just a little eye twitch as he's like, but if a changeling's watching a changeling change into changeling things, and then they see a changeling do a changeling and another change of a changeling into a single changeling kind of thing.
Well, then who better to figure that out than a changeling?
But then another changeling sees it.
Head of security.
That's not a part that makes their way onto the ship.
You're going to work with Lycirus. Yes, no. Stop thinking right now.
There's a bit of blood that starts coming out of Cankles' nose.
Don't think you and Lycirus are going to figure something out so we can eliminate this problem. Until then, post-sentries, and do not actually. How many men do you have in your security detail?
He looks. Can you not count to 7?
I was asking to make sure he knew.
Okay.
One at the front gate at all times. One on rest to relieve him. It will never be left at the main entryway into the ship. One will be on picture things with one to relieve him. That's 4. The other 3 will be a quick response force. If something goes wrong, they will show up very quickly to respond with force. Do you understand this?
Right.
Explain it back.
1 on guard duty, 1 resting to relieve him.
That's 2.
2. 3 guys on rapid response.
Yep. They respond rapidly with force.
And then I forget the other 2.
They're watching the picture things. There's picture things on the bridge.
Oh, you mean the security cameras?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
There'll always be somebody on some security cameras.
Yes.
So, make it happen.
Can do. Can do like candy. Candy's a girl I knew in high school. And she had a can-do attitude.
I get that. Yeah. That makes more sense. I'll go find Law.
Cankles walks away. It's kind of like yelling at the security team. As you yell at Law, or as you yell at Law, as you go to find Law, Lycirus comes back. Roughly about maybe 5 minutes later, and just tracks you down with a very rapid pace, as if she knew where you were the whole time. And this is just as you find Law, whoever Law may be. Law, where are you?
Making a phone call.
Okay, as you're in your room, as you find
Yeah.
Law in his room and you open the door, Lycirus goes, "Yeah, see, I knew it'd be easy to find you after putting that on your face." Anyhow, if you want something, this is the best you can do. This is one of your badges, and since you're here for Law, this is yours now. And she flits a badge inside that is a small metal badge in the shape of a shield with a wolf's head on the front and a blade being held in its mouth. And it just reads, Mercenary Guild, your name, your ship, and your current Mercenary Guild rank underneath your ship. It's pretty lightweight, and it definitely has an impact. It's definitely made of a lightweight metal, and it is silver with gold trim, and black lettering, outlined in gold. Lycirus just reaches onto the inside of your shoulder strap for your kilt and pins it on the inside. Don't lose that. That's your identification. Anyone who doesn't have these doesn't come on the ship if you're really that concerned. I have one for everyone.
See, I knew you could do it. Can these be easily replicated by your kind?
Lycirus just puts her hands to her face, takes a deep breath, looks at Law. Fix that. Turns and goes to start giving everyone else their badges.
Anna, are you there?
You hear, yes. Sounds like you're having a very judgmental conversation.
Yeah, I've met some interesting people in the time I've been away so far. So, I actually had a, not really a favor to ask, more of a formalization of our agreement. So, our team that originally signed the contract has come to be a part of a crew of a ship. And we're now a part of the Mercenaries Guild.
Ooh, isn't that lovely? You might actually do some real good instead of just lounging about, like I assume you've been doing. It's been almost... Well, actually, it's been over a month since I sent you on this little journey. I figured you'd have been back by now.
Yeah, haven't you seen the headlines? Something about the crew of the Hand taking out a Blood Witch. No big deal.
Saw them, didn't care. I was more interested, actually, in the recent news that the pirate tree has been burned to a crisp.
Oh, that's spread.
And their forces have been decimated. They haven't captured the queen yet, but they said they're working on it.
Anyone laying claim to that assault?
So far, no one. Although whoever is claiming those bounties in the heads of all those who've died is definitely going to make a pretty penny. So you want me to do what?
I'd like you to submit the job to the Mercenary Guild assigned to the Cloud Cutter.
If you are the Cloud Cutter Company, that is something that I can take care of. However, do keep in mind, you will be on a timetable even more so now. Once the contract goes up, all the mercenary companies do abide by a single rule, which is not to kill each other. However, it is going to be a race if anyone else picks up the contract. It's not exclusive. And there are plenty of guilds throughout the world of adventurers that will try and pick this up as well. For the full 500, you all are still on the hook for 250. However, I do hope you succeed.
Thank you for that, Anna. So, I do have one other bit of news for you. Your, associate.
Which one?
Sazia. I don't know what exactly your relationship was with him, but I thought you would want to know that he is no longer among the living.
Very well. If that's the case, though, you should know something then. Whoever was trying to kill him is not going to stop, simply because he's dead.
Okay.
You've allied yourself with him, and rumors here in Hegan have spread that you and your little band of misfits are his friends and family. So anyone who's had a problem with him, if they feel like they have an opportunity, will wage their private war against him, against you, if they haven't started already.
Excellent. Do you have any idea who it may be?
There is a name circulating throughout the underworld. But if you want that name, you have to tell me who's the best.
I have to tell you I want the name?
You have to tell me who's the best.
Who's the best?
Yes.
Of course you are, sister.
Oh, I do appreciate that, even if it is a lie. His name is Prestige, or her name. Hard to tell, really. They wear a mask.
DM, does that name ring any bells?
Ooh. You can make... You can make a history check. DC is pretty high.
$24.
You've not heard of a name Prestige before, but there's been plenty of shows about Prestige, talks of Prestige. There's even been prestigious acts within the world. But the name unfortunately escapes you.
Interesting. Well, I will keep that in mind and keep watching my back then.
I suggest you do. Anything else?
That was everything. Thank you, sister dear.
You're very welcome. Oh, actually, one more thing. Mother does have a bit of information for your bodyguard.
Oh?
You'll have to call Mother.
I'll give her a call at my earliest convenience.
Very good. See that you do. She's very upset you never said goodbye.
Well, you know, everything happened so fast leaving, and...
You tell her that.
I'll be sure to.
Very good. Have a good day. And the phone hangs up. As you finish your call, does anyone else have anything they need to do on the ship before we move scenes into the town?
Fixer does.
What does Fixer have to do?
Well, as soon as he left the room, he tried to cast Lightning Bolt, which was his newest spell that he had figured out, unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully, even as you hold your spell book in your hands and your focus, they just don't resonate. It doesn't hold fast. The spell slots are expended, but no energy is expelled from it.
At this point, he would then return to the sick bay.
As you make your way back to sickbay, you see the Warforged wizard that has been hired to run the medical wing. His name is Nox Lupo, and he bears a very strikingly handsome humanoid appearance with very, very fair skin, black hair, cut short. But you see the lines along the jaw that separate the flesh plating that gives an appearance of skin tone to the Warforged now. He is thin and lanky, but he just has this very astute appearance to himself. His coat hanging loosely on his body. He wears a black turtleneck underneath and some simple faded black jeans with nice shoes on, shining. And he looks at you and, hi, Fixer. How are you?
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know if you'd heard, but I had a pretty serious concussion yesterday.
I was aware, but you seem to be in good hands with Zariji.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a wizard losing their ability to channel their arcane energy into spells?
I have.
From concussions.
Yeah. Well, not from concussions, but I have heard them losing the ability to cast magic.
Well, I appear to have joined that group of... and he'll, like, try to summon a lightning bolt again.
Spell slot gone, and just nothing there.
And the only thing that's happened since I was able to do this yesterday was hitting my head, apparently.
Well, can you cast cantrips?
Hold on. And he takes a... I don't know, he takes, like, just some piece of plastic and, like, snaps it in half and tries to cast mending.
Okay. As you do, you focus, and over the course of the next minute, the plastic reforms. Okay. Well, mending seems to work just fine. Do you have any attack cantrips, or?
Yeah, and he aims for something that looks not flammable and casts a firebolt at it.
So you aim for a pillow, and just firebolt snaps out and hits. Feathers go everywhere. It's like, shit! Starts patting it out. Okay. No fire in the medical wing. Everything's flammable.
Sorry.
Okay. Anything else? Is that all you have in your arsenal?
It appears to be. I can do this one. He shocks with his hand.
Alright. So you can shock and grasp, you can firebolt, and you can mend. So that tells us you still have some connection. Let's see.
But anything more than that, I can't, cast mage armor and protect myself. I can't.
Do you?
I just learned how to do lightning bolt.
Do you have your spell book?
Yeah, and pulls it out.
So he goes through and starts flipping through the pages, and okay, well, you watch as he just kind of like focuses on one of your spells and pulls out a lightning bolt and slams it down into the ground, and a surge of electricity just spreads out. A few lights on the lower decks flicker out. Some bulbs will obviously need to be changed as you can hear them shattering from the lower decks. And okay, well, your spell book's not broken. You've got all these tattoos, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Take off your shirt.
he does so.
As you do, he just pulls your arm and he starts looking. Okay, well, some of your tattoos are fading. Good bit of them. You might have to redo this at some point. I'm afraid the money's kind of gone on them. But it looks like the kind of situation you're having is you might have had a bit of a guilty conscience, so to speak. Maybe. I don't know. This is weird. I've never seen tattoos erase themselves before.
I mean, I specifically, they're arcane connected. They were spells that were basic to me or very integral and very known to me that I...
Yeah, it's a dangerous thing to do. If you ever get shot up too bad, you could lose an entire spell, a section of a spell, and it not work quite right. I've seen someone do this, except when they went to conjure animals, they conjured potatoes. And when you see living potatoes run around, that's a weird, scary sight.
See, but someone getting shot and having their tattoo get messed up, and that throw off their magic, that's something that's understandable, but it seems like my magic has, I don't know, rejected itself or something.
Well, what do you use for an arcane focus?
Fixer pulls the large onyx wrench off his back.
Okay.
I use this as
So it's just crystal. There's no. It's just a giant crystal.
obsidian.
Obsidian. Okay. Well, he takes it, holds it for a minute, flips it over his head, and you hear it just hit the ground rather hard. Obviously, that's not working for you. Is there anything else that you feel a magical affinity to? Is there anything that really clicks with you?
He looks on his shoulder and he looks at Hawk. Thanks, Doc. And turns around and walks towards the engine room.
Okay. As you make your way towards the engine room, heading towards the crew that's heading into town, who is that exactly? Is it just Viamir and Law?
Sin should be coming as well. Law said she should come.
Yeah, Eowyn's going into town too.
From what just happened at the bridge and stuff, Six is actually just gonna stay back in his room and start drinking again.
Okay. Six continuing to drink himself into a stupor. Events seeming to have really troubled the shit out of him, apparently. Okay. As the four of you make your way into town, getting to the outskirts of Isla, it's the first time some of you have been to a town in Zaylan. It is very, very interesting. It has a heavy marble set stone structure. The foundations of all the homes and buildings that you see seem to be made of marble, and there are towering marble columns of different colors and different pigmentations. The houses themselves are mixes of white and brown woods hatched together in different patterns, all creating a more straight box kind of look to it, with a few out extension buildings. The roofs you see at the top are shingled with clay, rounded shingles that pattern very nicely and catch the sun. But yet, even as beautiful as these buildings are, the beauty does not take away from the rather scummy looking atmosphere of the town. You can see that there is unkempt nature to the streets. There's mud and dirt, and you get the smell of shit just kind of permeating in the air. As you look around, passive perception's good enough to just pick up pieces that are scattered and just have not been picked up. It's definitely hairy looking. There's a large building out in the back that is set up just perfectly against the mountain range behind Isla. It's almost as if it's built in. And the people around that particular building, their homes seem to be in the nicest of conditions. Well cleaned, well built, well crafted, well taken care of. The further you are from the outskirts, the more desolate, the more dilapidated you really notice things actually are. The people in the town themselves match this changing in distance from back to front. Gesundheit.
God bless you.
The deeper in you go, you notice people tend to look a bit more put together, but the people on the outskirts definitely look poor, uncared for. You notice a few even are missing legs from the thigh down, or arms at random points, from just the wrist all the way up to the shoulder. You notice some people have one half of their face looks like it's been poorly put back together by some healing magics, as it's halfway flattened and kind of angularly sunk into the head, as if just part of the jaw was removed and the flesh reknit. As you make your way in about 100 feet, what would you like to do in Isla?
Summon my double-bladed scimitar.
What?
We're looking for food for a feast.
Okay. How would you like to go about searching for that?
Thinking that we're looking for something a little finer, not necessarily something, not necessarily mystery meat. We're going. Law will lead them more toward the higher end part of town to search for like a butcher or something.
Okay. As you do indeed pass the mystery meats. There are stands calling for meats. There's rats on a stick. You see fire geckos available for purchase. There's even one of the more stranger things you've ever seen. There's actually barbecued kobold available for eating.
How much?
As you make your way up, you actually notice it's a dragonborn who sits there, and this is one of the few times you've ever actually seen a living dragonborn anyone. it's a very odd sight. You see the tendrils that lie in the back of its head. It's deep, deep oceanic blue scale patterns. Its bright golden eyes staring out at you. And so, you want to try some? Good. The little ones always taste better. Kind of like a lobster.
Don't want to try it, just want to eat it.
Good. Good. You want a whole one? Piece of one? Leg?
Yeah, give me a whole one.
Whole one. Good. That'll be 5 gold pieces for a whole kobold.
No, I'll give you, and I will hand him 5 silver.
It's 5 gold pieces for a whole kobold. If you want 5 silver worth, it'll get you a thigh.
I've never had this. You're not selling it very well.
Do you want a thigh or nothing?
Give me half a kobold.
Wait.
Half a
What are you
kobold
trying to buy?
is 2.5 gold pieces. So
This is
5
all I have.
silver and 2 gold pieces. Then
Yeah.
you can have a kobold
5
thigh.
silver. Give me the thigh.
Viamir, as
He reaches into the barbecue as Law's starting and just snaps, and you see this juicy, dripping kobold roasted thigh as he hands it out to you and takes the coin.
Just wanted a snack. Sorry, guys.
It is good, a little gamey, but it has this sweet, tangy, gingery taste to it. It's rather pleasant the way it's cooked. And there is some good meat on this kobold thigh.
Sincere is horrified.
Just enjoy my snack as we carry on.
as a rule, Viamir, I generally don't eat anything that can talk or hold down a conversation, but to each their own, and Law will continue away from the mystery meat stands.
Okay. The further on you go, you start to pass a small slave auction. As Zaylan is one of the largest countries that takes part in the slave trade here in Palora, the slaves here, though, look rather meek, so to speak. There's maybe one or two strong-looking ones in the bunch, but they are just draped in tattered brown clothing, rather dirty and disheveled-looking, wrapped in chains. They could be anyone from tribals who live off the grid out in the wild, just trying to keep to themselves, or small clans that cross the wrong bandit, or maybe even a few merchants that, well, once were, and unfortunately were captured and sold off. They could be from any walk of life, but you see them now, 6 of them standing. 4 women, 2 men. As you guys continue on, making your
I
way.
just tell Law, everything talks if you know how to listen. As I continue to munch on my kobold thigh.
It's crunchy. It's good. It's delicious. It's teriyaki flavored.
Don't facepalm there over there. I've been to Asia. I'm pretty sure I've eaten plenty of dog.
To be honest,
and it was delicious.
To be honest, all I really want is some chicken teriyaki right now.
Chicken, dog, horse, it's all delicious.
As you guys continue making your way past and into the nicer end of town, there are plenty of people walking through, kind of keeping a clear distance away from the river barrier that blocks off the poorer end of town from the richer end of town. Not really like, you see people see you coming and like and make their way past going in different directions, but as you cross over, you are stopped by one of the Zalen guard, a man in what looks like some plate battle armor, a rifle slung across his chest, and a holster and a blade at his side with a pistol and blade on his opposite hip. It looks like maybe a few grenades, as well as some gear to arrest individuals and a baton. As you approach, he... Stop!
Oh, hello.
Hi. What are you doing in Isla today?
Just looking to resupply our ship, and he'll gesture to the cloud cutter in the distance.
He peers, just trying to see it with his eyes, and as the gunship is rather small, he reaches behind his back and pulls out a pair of binoculars and pulls them up and... Right. Sets it back. Aside from that, any other business?
Looking down at his kind of dirty suit. Maybe a new suit, but beyond that, not particularly. Sin?
Where can I get binoculars like that?
You can purchase them at any general goods store in Zalen. As for the price...
Which way to the closest?
Closest, he just turns and points in a direction. Head that way, take a left for 2 blocks. You'll find the place.
Alright, that sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. By the way, my name is Sincere. It is nice to meet you.
He looks at your extended hand. Right.
I'm still waiting for him to introduce himself.
Never takes your hand.
What's your name?
It's not important.
Well, I mean, you are a person of importance that is...
What is important is... Where are the gladiators? The good ones.
As you say that, a smile crosses his face, and he immediately turns and points to the far building in the back against the mountain. There. Although our pits are more for killers, criminals, murderers, hard.
So the good fights.
No, the good fights are in the capital. These ones are the bloodiest.
Oh, yeah.
She specifically requested gladiators from the capital there by Emir.
Oh, I know. And I will lean in. Who you got your money on this week?
There is a gladiator. Here, that is the reigning champion within our little town. He holds a hand out as if looking for a bit of a bribe if you are looking for this kind of information.
I'll put my fisted gauntlet out and then summon the double-bladed scimitar. Yeah. You're a champion.
He takes 5 steps back, clears the distance, and brings his rifle up to you.
Whoa.
Seeing
Vladimir,
that,
put that away.
5 more guards come in on each side. A total now of 11 guards are now facing you, weapons drawn.
I just wanted to find the champion.
That costs money. Or you can go and figure that for yourself. but drawing a weapon on a guardsman will end you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like a dog. You never know when the red rocket's gonna appear, and I'll summon it back.
And very much like a dog will put it down. Rethink your position next time.
I'd bet your money on me.
I doubt it. You'll find out who he is then, if you're that bloodthirsty.
No conviction.
The guards stare at you for a moment, weapons drawn. The guard who you've been talking to lowers his weapon, motions for the others to go back to their duties, but to keep an eye on you. If you have no other business, go about your business.
Alrighty then. Law will guide Viamir away.
Law, what's your passive perception?
15.
Okay, cool.
20s.
Got it. Note to self. Next expertise goes in perception.
As the group kind of, as the guard kind of leaves, Awen's just gonna kind of look to the others and be like, "Well, why don't you guys go deal with the food, and then and maybe I'll go check in and see if maybe some of the taverns or the bars, if there's any words being spread about some of the stuff that's happened recently."
Well, I can tell you some word about Corsair is already spread. My sister Anna already knew about it.
Oh, so okay, well, that's, I guess, good to know. But
If these are
maybe...
the lesser gladiators, and I cannot defeat them, then we're not worthy of the capital.
Well, I don't think they said we had to fight anyone. We were supposed to bring the gladiators back for
No, if any
right?
Lanista thought his or her, it's 2019, sorry, gladiator was not worth the coin, then fight them. Then who else but me?
While this is going on, can I just kind of sneak off after that guard?
He's really not going anywhere. He's actually keeping
Okay,
his...
I just
he's-
sidle on over. So, you said 5 gold, right?
5 gold for what?
Well, I mean, I can give you 5 gold for that name. And I'll give you an extra 5 for yours.
He holds out his hand.
I give him a win, who, platinum piece.
Okay. As you place a platinum piece in his hand, he smiles. The name of our champion is Gil.
Is he a skeleton?
Wisdom save, Bard. Wisdom save.
He holds out his hand.
Really, you're gonna make me pay? I just got the perfect amount of gold. I have 69 gold, man. Why you gonna break my heart? Why you gotta break my heart? This is 69 gold. Okay, I give him.
Six is gonna pay back whatever you get for that, just so you get an amount. Yeah.
Metagaming for later. You will get your 5 gold back if you pay him.
Yeah, I give him 5 gold.
I give him the 5 gold and... Yes.
And your name? I did give you 5 gold for your name.
Igar.
Igar. It's nice to meet you, Igar.
I'm sure.
Forward to working with you again.
I
And I
really
salute.
doubt you will.
That's very mean.
But
That's
honest.
okay. Yeah, I understand. And then I turn around and I go walk over to Vimir and Eowyn and Law, who are probably all still talking. Like, holy shit, guys! Their champion is Gil and he's a skeleton! It might be the same Gil!
Then it's good you're not fighting.
I mean, I could fight him.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't hit him the first time. You can't hit him.
Well, I mean, I've learned a lot since then.
Have you, though?
Yes, I learned that death is going to come to all of us eventually. Especially people I like.
Learned that? Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, it hurts
Solid.
more. It hurts more after losing my favorite beer drinking companion.
So, are we planning on fighting the gladiators here?
Just the one.
Let's go kick Gil's ass.
If I can't topple the one in this town, then there's no chance I pose any threat to anybody in the capital. Then what? Your honeyed words only go so far.
I mean, it's not just the words, it's got to be the tongue too, right?
Hey.
You know it.
Anyway, I want to go to the general store because I want a pair of binoculars.
You're actually really bad with money.
Nah. I paid that out of my own funds because I had nothing better to do.
I actually have no concept of money, but I know you're not good with it. You ate half of our gems. I know those are valuable.
It wasn't half. It was like
Don't use math on me.
7ths.
You ate some of them.
Did you say 3/7?
If I ate
Yes.
that much of our profits, everybody would be upset.
I mean, do you want to eat? I could get you a gem.
No.
All
It
right.
tastes like Pop Rocks.
General store, food. Let's get this done. And then we have 2 days of fixing the engine. We
Yes.
can come back to check out the gladiator arena.
Captain,
We have some
go get the provisions. Law.
No. I
Let's go
was
fight stuff.
going elsewhere. Yeah.
You get provisions.
No,
Butter up the
I
crew.
no, I'm going to talk to the other people about Corsair. I think you forgot.
No, I didn't forget.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate your kind of your recommendations there, but
Me and
That's
Law
what
are
I'm going
gonna
to
go to the pits.
Best of luck to you. I'm gonna go talk to people at the tavern and bars. And Eowyn's gonna walk away.
Okay. Sin, where are you heading?
I want to go to the general store because I want a pair of binoculars.
Okay. That is easy enough. You head to the general store and BAM! You have a pair of binoculars for 25 gold pieces.
Are they like the little like opera binoculars?
No,
Or are
they
like...
are. They are like full on, like you are going bird watching binoculars.
Okay. Damn it. My 69 gold. It's worth it though. It's worth it. It's worth it.
I feel like that's a ship
I'm going
expense.
to convince Lysaris to...
I feel like it's a
teach me how
ship
to read
expense.
lips.
Are you serious?
We have a navigation system that goes out for miles, but yes, we did need the 25 gold binoculars.
The binoculars
not a
are
ship
for
expense.
Lysaris to teach me how to read lips. And for Lysaris when we need to spy on someone from the ship's deck so she can tell what they're saying.
Law.
So
You're itching to fight that bad, Vyamir?
Yes. If I can't fight them here, we're not even in the capital where your sister wants the fighters from.
All right, but let's do this smart. All right, we're gonna scout it first. Take a look at what he can do. Watch a fight.
Here's my gold. You have 75 more gold. Because that's the smartest thing I know.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. I mean, I can hold on to this for you. Let's go watch a couple matches, and then we're gonna go get the food for the ship. Okay?
Yeah.
If we decide to have you fight, you'll fight tomorrow, not tonight. We have to take care of the pressing matters on the ship first. Okay?
I'll figure out how they fight. You just put money on it. I want to observe how they fight.
Okay. As you make your way inside, there is a there's an atmosphere in here of people who are looking and lusting for blood. You walk in the middle of a fight that is going on where you see this towering Goliath, just pure meat and muscle, being flayed alive by a gnome who is just nimbly dancing through his feet, cutting up the back of his calf, then coming down the opposite thigh and just digging huge chunks of muscle out with each attack. And as he does, he thrusts his rapier up through the right butt cheek and out through the waist and hip bone of this Goliath, out through the front. The Goliath roars in pain and goes to swing down with this massive war maul that he has and just tries to crush the gnome. The gnome, unfortunately, at this moment, loses his balance and just is punted by this war maul across one side of this fight pit, which at most is a 10 by 10 square, and is just shot from one side to the other. You hear a sickening as you also hear the sound of a puncture go through the gnome as you see right out from his left pectoral is this massive wooden spike that is just protruding from his chest. The gnome is gouts a huge wad of blood in some type of membrane, might be bits of lung, something has been coughed up out. It's just adding this thickness and this texture to the blood as he spits out. The crowd roars as people start throwing things into the fight pit. The Goliath struggles to get to his legs, and as he does, he is definitely sluggish at this moment as he comes up and just reaches out and grabs the head of this gnome and rears back with the war maul with one hand and goes for 1, 2, 3 heavy swings. The first 2 devastating the rib cage and the bone structure of this gnome, the last one pulping the shit out of him. It's just the head being held aloft. The Goliath pulls the head up into the air and holds it as he lets out this roar from deep inside his belly as the head is held aloft, and he just crushes it in his bare hands. Blood and brain matter. The eyes pop. 2 of them kind of go towards the crowd. Someone reaches out and tries to grab it. Actually manages to succeed in grabbing one of the eyeballs and just holds it up and just... As the roar of the crowd begins to die, you see these healers make their way out. And the healers themselves are wrapped in these dirty leathers that are stitched together at different seams. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I want to say that's a 15. Yep, 15.
15. You notice that certain points on their garb are actually... You can see an ear. You can see a sewn eye socket. You can see a mouth on the back of the hood that this healer wears that has been sewn shut. They seem to flay the dead and use them as garb making in this fight pit. It could be something that's done ritualistically, or it could be something that is done for the sheer fear factor of it, the intimidation factor. But as these clerics come over, they pick up the mutilated, torn, cut flesh off the body and stick it into bags as you watch as they go behind this Goliath and start regrowing the muscle sinew. And as they do, it leaves this gnarled-looking scar behind the muscle that really shows where damage has been done. They are making no efforts to properly heal people. It is, no, you've been damaged. We're going to let the world know where you fought. Type of damage.
I want to watch until the champion is
Okay.
brought forth.
Law will try to find out when the champion is fighting.
Okay. Law, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Uh, 12.
12. The champion fights at the end of the day. You find out the name is Reaper. Very simply. As you two sit and watch the show's very bloody and violent spectacles, you see all manner of egregious gore and viscera as you spend your time there. In fact, Law, you even see something done with spells you never thought possible as you watch what looks to be some form of an arcane caster nimbly ducking, dodging, and weaving out of the way before finally just pushing his hands forward and you watch as he splits the body of his opponent in half, as the body is just literally just pulped like a banana. Awen, as the two of them are watching their bloodfest, you find yourself to one of the nicer taverns, and it is indeed one of the nicer taverns you've ever been in. You, for once, feel very out of place. The bar is nicely fashioned. The people are relatively well dressed. You see some dressed down casual. But you definitely see a group of people who respect their habits. There's music playing in the background, a very nice soft beat. And you see the televisions playing above the bar. News about the things that have happened, an actual shot of the lesser world tree that held Corsair is still burning. There are no more leaves, there are no more branches. It is blackened, soot-covered, and on fire still. It is still burning away. At this moment, I do need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
19 on the die, 20 total.
All right. Once again, gritting through the pain, you feel your gauntlet tearing at the flesh underneath, gripping at it and sending waves of fire through your arm. But you hold through and bite through the feeling.
The television that's playing, is there sound? Can you hear talking, or is it just kind of like
it is muted at the moment. The other television that is playing is televising the games from the capital, from Alaska.
Eowyn's going to look around to see if there's someone, most likely a barkeep or someone working there, and just kind of look around real quick and be like, Can anyone turn the sound on that TV?
Bartender looks over and, I can do that for you. That's not a problem. And he just kind of reaches under, pulls up a remote, and that good. Kicks up to like 10.
Yeah. Eowyn just tries to listen to it for a second to see.
It's easy for you to focus on with your training as you focus your ear and just kind of lean one into it. And as it shows, whoever it is that is responsible for this attack has burned away the entirety of the Pirate City Corsair, someone having tipped them off as to its location. No names given, but whoever the Good Samaritan is, we thank you for putting a stop to the massive pirate raids. A few here and there aren't any to be worried about, but organized piracy, that is a threat to the greater good of all Palora. And next on the news goes into the next.
Yeah, Eowyn's gonna look to the barkeep and be like, wow, that's pretty crazy that there was a pirate, I guess, kind of like like a city, just kind of underneath our noses.
Aye, that was actually one of the weirdest things. To think that they were so close, just hiding in the forest. But I suppose from what the initial report said earlier in the morning is that they had some kind of massive magical tech just hiding them from any airship flying over, so they had to fire blind into the tree.
And that's not too far from here, right? It's pretty close.
Aye, that is pretty close from here, actually. Give or take, depending on your travel. Airship-wise, it'll take you about a day. maybe a day and a half, depending on the type and how fast you're going. Could be less. Maybe, I don't know. Speed, really. Car, to get there by car, it would take you about a week.
Those pirates, they ever come to your guys' village here?
You catch a few looks from them and from some of the patrons, and he just kind of, well, we don't have the greatest reputation in Zealand, to be honest. We are alone in the middle of nowhere, up against the only mountains that produce the marble for Zealand. So we're a prominent location to get raided, as we always have a lot of cash on us in the back, but we also have the largest detachment of soldiers and some really deadly gladiators to put on the front lines before we send the soldiers out. But in the end, they have come by. They've never caused any major issue, but they do raise some hell from time to time, but they spend a lot of money. We have a kinship.
Yeah. No, I think one of my crewmates went over to check out your guys's the gladiators. I think he went over there to look at them. Yeah, we were just stopping in and buying some food. We're gonna try to have a dinner for our crew tonight, and just thought I'd stop in here while the others are just
crew of what exactly?
I guess we're kind of like a mercenary ship where we just kind of travel around, and we're trying to do some good, I guess you could say, just jobs as we kind of travel.
You're new at the mercenary thing, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Our ship, we just filed all of our paperwork, so we're really trying to kind of go out there and spread the word of our name and
You're
for
brand spanking
startup
new.
jobs.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're brand spanking new. Well, if you are looking for a job, we do have a bounty board here in the bar. It's right there next to the door. And as you turn and give a look, you see just a black board with a digital text display showing different jobs available in the local area.
And back at Corsair, the job board was more just like paper
that was for pirates. That was pirates doing jobs for pirates. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of a little bit more high tech, and
this is a legitimate bounty board.
Oh, and Eowyn just kind of looks at it to see if he can kind of tell if it's easy to follow, easy to read, and
make an intelligence check.
Ooh. 12 total.
12? Okay. It looks pretty easy to read. It might take a little bit of practice, but it's definitely something you could figure out without issue.
So yeah, I mean, just looking at the board, you just kind of, I guess, is like one of the jobs kind of scroll by. You just kind of find one, and I guess where do you?
You just go up and you start flipping through. Kind of like you just kind of do this until you find something you like.
And then if you find something you like, you just kind of go out and do it, and then
you sign your name to it, and it'll print a contract, physical copy out for you. Or if you have a PDA, you can set it right to your PDA, and you'll have it available in a digital form. So you don't have a PDA, or are you still working off papers and the like?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the crew's pretty new to this. I know my first mate's pretty more up to speed with some more of the technological aspects of the trade, and I know because he was talking on a phone, so maybe he got like a PDA thing. But yeah, most of the time, I've just always seen kind of people usually from word of mouth and things like that for jobs, and then you just get paid. But
I've got you. Well, there's plenty of good jobs available. I know we've been having issues with some dragonborn in the area, the non-friendly ones. Means probably that a dragon's in the area. their little created ken that they make. So, it'd be an issue if you're looking to take care of it. There's a roving horde that makes their way from point to point, so...
Yeah, I think I think maybe I'll get my first mate and one of our I'll kind of get together with some of the other crew members and maybe come back and take a look at the board and see if there isn't something. Like I said, just trying to get our name out there and build that reputation as a good crew to get the job done. We're just out here trying to make a living. There's quite a few of us on the ship and just trying to see what we can't do in the local area.
Fair enough. Are you looking to get a drink, or are you just looking to chat? Otherwise, I have people to get back to.
Yeah, I mean, I've got just a little bit of a coin. I could probably get a drink, and I can maybe watch a little bit more of the news. Just kind of
Ale's
following
2 silvers.
along with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got that. And he'll take out 2 silver.
Pass it over, he takes it, pours you a very cold ale with a very sweet but oaky taste to it. He sets it there for you. As you look back up on the news, it looks kind of avoiding you after a while, just seeing that you're kind of interested in the local area. Let me readjust, folks. 6 might have had an emergency.
Yeah, I don't...
So, hang on here for a minute. But as you look on and you see the news playing, there is a new report that comes on that we do have some new breaking news on the pirate debacle. It appears we have actually been told that the ships that initiated the attack and took care of this menace have captured a well-known pirate by the name of Taggart. He is currently captured. In what I'm reading here, appears to be in critical condition, but alive, and they are healing him in the process for a proper trial. Stay tuned for more updates on the Corsair Pirate issue.
They didn't say anything about a location or anything. They just said
it is very something that is
captured.
very much going to be played
man.
close to the chest.
Yeah. Eowyn's did anyone else turn their attention that's nearby towards the screen as Eowyn was watching?
There is at least one older gentleman who's watching the news and is a little bit more paying attention as the volume's up, and as he hears that, he just kind of gives a very toothy drinks.
He'll kind of look to the guy and kind of try to draw his attention, be like, well, that's a turn of events right there.
Yeah, he's been going since I was a boy. Don't let him fool you. He's not human. That one. No. He's an old bastard. He's been going for a very long time. It's good they finally caught him. Killed plenty of people.
Do you know many of the pirates? I feel like
I know of Taggart. When I was an adventurer, before I took a bullet to my knee, I was in combat against his crew at one point as they raided a merchant vessel. And he was a bastard of a pirate then, and I imagine he was a bastard of a pirate to the day they shot him down and took him prisoner. And it's good that they did, too.
Yeah, I mean those pirates out there committing crimes and doing all those bad things. I mean, I mean, I know there's a lot of bad things in the world, but pirates, they could be quite, quite vicious.
He's one they're gonna hang till he's dead. And I hope that his immortality makes him hang for a long time. He raises his mug and drinks another heavy swig.
Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, it'll sure be interesting when they start coming out with more information. If maybe he was with other pirates, or maybe where they've got him at, or what. Because certainly, yeah, if they're gonna hang him, people will certainly want to go there and see it.
Oh, you bet your butt people would. It'd be a good way to draw out other pirates. Put his execution on display for others, to those young bloods that don't really know you shouldn't put your neck out for the old and dying. I hope they do it. That's a smart boy of you. Let me buy you a drink. And he sets down 2 silver pieces, and another ale is brought over to you. And I'll get you some food, too. And he sets down 5 gold, and there's a large dinner plate that is brought over to you that is a meal for like 3 people.
Whoa, wow, that is quite generous of you.
I like you. You know how to get these pirate bums in check, and all of them.
Yeah, I mean, those pirates, it doesn't sound like there's many of them left, so, finding out as much as we can about them just helps us get rid of the rest of them, right?
Wipe them all out. Total annihilation.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's already doing that. I hope they tell us who it is. Be interesting to find out.
It would be good to know. And he starts to look a little sleepy and downs another swig of ale as he slowly kind of just looks like he's been drinking hard.
And they were just kind of like, are you okay, sir? And he just looks to the barkeep and be like, you might have lost one, yeah.
He'll get up. Oh, he'll get up at some point. Make his way out. Not a big loss.
Yeah, quite.
After all, he paid for your meal and an extra drink for you, so eat on his dime.
Yeah, he's quite the interesting fella. I mean, he was even saying that he had run-ins with some of the pirates, in his past. That's not many people who can say that they've run into pirate crew and really live to tell about it.
This one likes to tell tall tales. I think he's getting a little twitchy in his head.
Yeah. Still, it's quite interesting. Yeah, this whole thing. Well, I mean, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm gonna maybe just eat this meal. I'll maybe go try to catch up with my crew, and maybe we could come back and take a look at your board there.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you on your business. So he goes back to his thing. Sincere, after purchasing the binoculars, you find yourself stepping back out. And there is a small child with gray skin and kind of dark, jagged-looking brown hair. As they move, a little bit of dust seems to kind of fall off the side of their head, and they look up at you and, "Hi."
Hello?
"I have to give this to you."
Okay. What is it?
He holds up a very large piece of quartz that seems to just kind of look as if it's taken the shape of a firebolt as it's exploding outwards, and just kind of holds it out. And, It's fire quartz.
And where did you get this? Who asked you to give it to me?
Father did.
His father.
The only father.
Does she understand what that means?
Make an insight check.
Oh boy. I already got one good insight check. That's all I needed for the day. Yeah! That is the only good insight check I needed today. That was a nat one.
Wow, you do not know who the father is. Can you take this, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Give me 1 second. Trying to see if I have anything I can hold it with that is not my hands.
Your tail.
Oh. Is it light enough that I can use Mage Hand?
It is 5 pounds, so yeah, you could.
Okay, yeah. No, I take it with Mage Hand, because I don't touch that.
Okay, so you take it with Mage Hand, it holds there. What are you gonna do? Mage Hand's a minute, what are you gonna do?
I put it in my backpack.
Okay, you put it in your backpack. Oh, wow. That's cool. Alright, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
As the kid walks off, you watching them walk away?
Yes.
As you watch them walk away, you notice as the kid slowly just escalators into the earth.
Do I understand now?
Probably, yeah. I would say there's a better chance you understand it now. Yes.
She looks at the crystal in her backpack and is like, "You almost got me this time, old man. You're not trapping me in the crystal this time."
Okay. Fixer.
And then
Oh, go ahead.
she's off. She's off to go find the food or whatever because she assumes Law and Vimir are busy
Okay.
at the pit.
Heading off to a butcher that you are pointed out towards. Inside, you find a very, very, very opulent half-orc with what looks like maybe 6 chins, sitting behind the counter, a very bloodied apron on his chest, his hands covered in gloves that you see slowly self-clean blood off and grime, and as you make your way in, hello there, what can I do for you today?
I'm sorry, I froze and didn't hear
A
shit.
very fucking opulent half-orc sits behind the counter with self-cleaning gloves as he looks at you and goes, hello, what can I do for you today?
I am looking for a mighty fine meal for my crew. How many people do I have in the crew? I
You
should
have, including you guys, 50.
How many?
50.
50. Okay, I'm going to write that down for myself for later. I need enough to feed 50 people.
Are you looking for good quality? Or...
The highest quality.
It will be 200 gold.
200 gold? That's an awful lot.
It's one full cow and a... A red dragon wormling.
Do I get scales?
No, just the meat.
Where could I get the scales?
From killing your own red dragon.
Okay. Yeah, I can spare 200 gold. Does that include delivery?
Yes.
Okay. 200 gold it is.
As you hand over the gold from the ship funds, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Okay. He calls out back, and you see a a very interesting individual make their way out. They look almost see-through and translucent, but they hold mass. This individual wears very little in the way of clothing. It is male. It is very well cut and fit looking. But there's something odd that makes you look and say he is something else. There's something else about this individual. And you notice his hair, while cut short, is a bright silver. And it just seems to be flowing in the air.
Have I ever seen anyone like this before?
Make a history check.
Oh boy, I'm super, super good at those. No, I don't want to roll a d12. That would be horrendous. Okay, natural 20.
Nice, okay. You have come across these people once before in your life. They are called spirit hosts. They come from the ethereal plane. They are humanoids. They can reproduce, they can eat, they sleep, they feel, but they look undead. They are translucent, and the way that they move is this unnatural kind of floating look to them, while they still move their feet in place. But they are human, and the constant mix-up between human and undead has caused some grumbles between the species, causing some just to go full outright evil and start killing people. Just having this consistent disrespect. But they can be quite friendly. They are able to lead people through caverns or ruins, keeping eyes out for things in the ethereal plane, such as ghosts, succubi, phase spiders. They are used for that purpose as well.
I want to make him my best friend.
As you say that, he looks at you, gives a bow, collects the order, and makes his way back out behind the counter. You may see him later.
Ready?
You what?
How long until the meat will be ready?
1 hour.
Okay, I'll just wait here.
Very well. Would you like some jerky?
Is it going to cost me money?
It will be free because you're spending so much money.
Yes, I want jerky.
He gives you a long strip of jerky. Enjoy it. And he comes
Okay,
around the
thank you.
counter and takes his gloves off and sits down next to you in his waiting area. There's a bit of an odor of just raw meats and bloods as he sits down and just starts having a little conversation with you.
I sit there and conversate back because obviously after all of the things I've smelt on Vimir, this isn't great. This isn't that much different.
This isn't bad. Okay. As you do, Fixer.
Yep.
Inside of the engine room. What are you doing?
All right. So, Fixer is going to gather tools, metal, and any leather that he can find, and just like take a couple armfuls of stuff like that to his room.
Okay. Roll a D100.
$69.
Yeah, giggity. You do manage to walk out with one full mechanics kit, and a few pieces of engineering tools and scrap leathers and some mishmash of other artisans' tools.
All right, so he's going to take that to his room, and he's going to begin working on a project.
What is that project?
And he is going to be making a pair of forearm length gauntlets that has he's going to attempt to make devices that can be attached to it and run power through it using his arcane energy to power different devices.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Can I do a Tinker's check?
Give me an Arcana check first.
Ooh. That'll be 11.
Okay. Taking longer than you expected, you will be spending the next 8 hours working on this project. Having struggles trying to get the mechanical components and the arcane components to meld together properly. For some reason, this trigger in your mind telling you to make this, guiding your hands, it's foreign, and your natural learned instincts fight against you for this period of time as you try to make these connections telling you that it's not right, and then you have that secondary click in your head that's, no, this will work, you have to do it this way. And as you struggle with that over the course of the next 8 hours, you will accomplish your goal.
Cool. So I'm assuming it's going to be a little scrappy at first.
It is very much going to be very, very, very Iron Man 1 first Iron Man suit kind of.
Yeah.
He's
going for that, but like just the forearms at this point.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. As you work on that, 6.
Can I make a Constitution check?
You can absolutely make a Constitution check.
That's a 13.
13. You get very, very, very drunk alone in your room. It is a deep drunk.
He's going to look through his bag and find if there were any traces of any of the previous ship that he was on, that if there was any like emblem or insignia or anything he can find that might have left on a jacket or something.
Make an investigation check at disadvantage with a -3.
Jesus. Okay.
You are quite drunk, sir.
You did this to yourself.
Oh, okay. That's not a 0. That is a 2.
A 2. As you look through, you start throwing clothing and materials and just canteens, just everything starts getting thrown around. You do not find what you are looking for.
Okay. I think. At this time, he's just gonna walk around, and just try to as sober as he can to try to check up on anybody in the crew and stuff like that. Just kind of look on, watch people,
Okay.
and then move on to the next person, stuff like that.
Okay. Are you trying to discern anything out of these people as you do your best?
Main, like, health wise and stuff like that.
Okay. As you go through and drunkenly walking your way through the ship, trying your best to appear sober, go ahead and make a performance check at disadvantage.
-3?
No, for a pirate, a drunken stumble is rather normal.
That is 19.
On a disadvantage.
I rolled 17s. I rolled 2
Wow. Okay. You pass off for sober, despite how drunk you are. You're in that like weird stage where you're so drunk you almost pass for sober. And as you just kind of stop and you just watch people, from what you can tell, there seems to be just kind of a dourness and just kind of morale is low. People are still kind of feeling the loss. Except for Lycirus, who, as you make your way to the bridge, Lycirus is just lounged back, throwing a tennis ball up into the air, catching it, throwing it into the air, catching it.
I'll just like, when I'm at the bridge, I'll like open up the bridge, and then just see that and be like, okay, I'll just close the bridge door again. But for everybody else though, without too much prying, I'm going to try to ask and see if there's like people that are like, oh hey, is there anybody in particular that you know that might not have survived that encounter?
Probably.
You got their names?
If they're dead, doesn't matter. Dead is dead.
It really does. The names of the dead, they they do. Not in the same sense as making people recognize who they are, because that part, yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore, but to the people who survive, those names give them it gives them some form of realization of what they have and what they lost. A number is one thing, a name is another.
Look, people die. People have died. Nothing's gonna change it.
It doesn't. I know. But that's not important. That's not the important part.
Nah. What's important is finding the bastard who betrayed us. Gave us away. Killing him and then killing all his friends.
Well, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Good luck on you. I've got things to do and...
Me too. Hey, you heard about that? The fact that we're having some sort of a feast afterwards, or a party at some point.
No, I haven't. At all.
Something tells me you have.
No, I haven't. Though I felt this fourth wall break to do a weird thrust dance every time someone does something crazy and cool and.
Oh no, yeah, no, but I'm just saying in the grapevine, you will. You'll find out about it, I think.
All right.
I need to get some rest. And he's just gonna go back to his room.
Alrighty. Heading back to your room. Crew member just kind of... Drunk cats, man. Goes back to their work. So you head back to your room. Fixer? Sorry, not Fixer. Viamir and Law. You spend a good full day here. The feast already getting started. Food being cooked. As 10 o'clock rolls around, you get a message from Lysiris. You coming back anytime soon.
Vimir, I know you want to see this champion fight, but I think we gotta go, buddy.
You need to go. You're good with words. I'm good with action.
I get that, but we have to all be standing united when we're making this announcement.
As you say that, the crowd grows quiet, and a door opens in the fighting pit below. You see an individual cloaked in black robes, much like the depiction of the Grim Reaper, collector of souls, death, whatever you wish to call it, stepping its way into the pit. As it does, you see another challenger step in. This one is a very large, lumbering ogre with manacles around his wrists and around his neck, steps through. You watch as he moves past some of the crowd. He just shoves a whole bunch of patrons down to the side. As they fall, cheers begin to erupt. As you hear from the announcer, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my very greatest pleasure to bring you the first of an endurance fight for our reigning champion, Reaper. May we count the souls he collects this day until he falls or we run out of blood." The crowd roars in a cheer, their voices echoing outward You see as this ogre reaches and picks up a former contestant, a corpse that was left on the ground after the last fight that the healers were not able to drag out. As he picks it up, you watch as the ogre snaps the spinal cord all the way up to the neck to get a good whip with the body. The ogre starts to spin, and you see this dark-robed figure just stands there. And as the ogre takes the first swing, you watch as the figure ducks under quickly and stabs through the chest of this ogre as it just apparates a blade of pure bone, the length of a rapier off of its forearm, and thrusts through the chest, pulls out, and slams home right underneath its jaw. There's a sputter of blood. Its eyes bulge, and the ogre falls. You see a surge of energy push through this individual as they just press their hands down and focus. The crowd boos. For the first time, you hear the crowd let out a vocal displeasure. The fight being too quick. The announcer looks kind of weary, expecting this fight to have lasted longer, and ladies and gentlemen, those of you who wish to partake and attempt to bring down this individual, you take your lives in your own hands. And if you kill him, you get the prize. The crowd quiets for a moment. And you see a few dwarves jump down. Full plate mail armor. One carrying a shield and a battle axe, the other wielding a glaive. As they begin to engage in the fight with this individual, you see the champion, this Reaper, lunges forward with the rapier, jamming it in the open space underneath the armpit of the plate mail, and jamming its rapier blade up through the collarbone, pulling it out. The dwarf, hanging on, pushes back with shield and blade, missing. And as he throws his shield and tries to thrust forward with his battle axe, trying to push him back a little bit, you watch as the glaive wielder goes to strike down, and this individual just leaps backwards, getting out of range. Staring eyes, you watch as it flicks its hands, and you see these bone protrusions fly out like small knives, impacting the glaive wielder right in the throat. It sticks, blood kind of spurts out, it kind of dwarf holds steady, still managing to hang on. The shield dwarf and the glaive dwarf rush forward, both making a flurry of attacks. However, this individual just ducks, dodges, and weaves underneath each strike. Moving swiftly, it rears to the side and slams home a final strike to the shield wielding dwarf, and punctures through one side of the head to the other, and as it does, it twists the bone rapier blade and pulls upward as the head splits, blood going everywhere. The dwarf brother screams in anger and in rage as this happens, as the glaive dwarf now attempts to put him down and just cannot hit for the life of it. as each swing now going more wild, more feral, more anger-fueled. The cloaked and robed individual just steps back, lunges down, and pops a palm into the chest of this dwarf, and you watch as the armor pushes in, then rears up, lifts up the dwarf's right arm, and pierces through the bicep with the rapier, pulls out and slashes across the throat, and you watch as finally this other dwarf, blood spewing over the black robes of this individual, falls to his knees, gurgling, gripping out towards the robes for any kind of saving that might occur. As it crumples to the ground, blood spewing all out, the crowd going wild in an uproar. At this point, the city guard makes its way in. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. We will return next week with another episode of Crimson Skies, right from where we picked up, and get Viamir and Law's reaction to this fight, this fighter, and what they have just witnessed. As we will come back next week. It has been a pleasure, as always, to have you all with us for this show. I am always so happy to run these sessions. I appreciate you all for staying with us as it ran a bit long. And always, we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press. If you head to their site, you can use the discount code there at the bottom of that paragraph. Thank you all so much. It has been a pleasure, and thank you all for the subscriptions, the follows, the raids. It has been amazing. I look forward to seeing you all next time, and look forward to tomorrow's stream, where right before I will be letting you guys know again how you can join us for our community game in the Crimson Skies world. So that way you can join our community players and maybe help these guys out as a guest at some point throughout your own story in Crimson Skies. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye-bye now.